Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. I'm Mark Jackson. I will be your host in just a couple of minutes, so make sure you stick around for this edition of Sports Central. Hello everybody and welcome to Sports Central. I've already introduced myself in the preview, but to my right, Mr. Hank Longo, my co-host, and this is show number 1 for 2021, and we are excited.
Yeah, and we got a great show, and we're off to a whole new season. And how many years has this now been? It's like our 15, 16 years.
It's been a long
been at
time,
a while.
Hank, and you know, there's so much that has gone on over that time. But we certainly couldn't do it without our sponsors and those that get behind sports and special events, including this show.
Yeah, we got to thank the folks at the Hilton Garden Inn in Lakeland for sponsoring this first segment of Sports Central. And boy, we're hitting it right off the end of the bat here with our first guest out of the ballpark, Randy Knapp, joining us.
Oh my goodness gracious! And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware, you will be after this segment, because one of the biggest assets that we now have, at least Randy will tell you when they're going to be open, is a new RV resort, and it's high-end, Class A resort in Auburndale, Florida, at the south end of Lake Myrtle. This thing is massive. It's unbelievable. But here to tell us all about it is Mr. Randy Knapp. Welcome to the show, Randy.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, it's talking about the resort. And when I say resort, it isn't your mom and dad's campground or RV pull-up. This is a resort like any resort, or not unlike any resort in the country, in that there's so many spaces, all the amenities of a full Class A 5-star resort. And Randy, I'm just like blown away. You know, when I was out there on the tour a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, and then driving by yesterday in the entrance, I'm going, where am I? This looks like some, you know, super vacation destination in here in Polk County.
It is right here in Polk County.
Absolutely incredible.
Well, that's the experience we hope we can deliver to all of our guests. We've studied, viewed, visited communities all over the country and tried to come up with a bar-setting resort that takes the RVing to the next level. So we've got, like you said, Mark, full hookups, wide sites, long sites that will accommodate any size coach or pull behind, bumper pull, fifth wheel, all the slide outs, however many roof airs. Some of these units today have 4 roof airs, so we've got plenty of power.
Now, what's a roof air?
That's your air conditioning unit.
Oh,
They demand a lot of power,
Okay.
and a lot of the older RV resorts can't accommodate those type of electrical hookups, and we can. We've
done your homework on all
done our
that.
homework.
That's
But
fantastic.
you know, and even if you don't have an RV, you're going to have quite a few what you're calling cottages.
Correct.
And there will be a complementary effect between all the sports activity at Lake Myrtle and this RV resort, and you know, some of the amenities. Tell us about that. I mean, we're talking about the hookups, you know, and the real long tracks that they're parking the vehicles on, but there is so much more. I mean, I think I've got a really good elevator speech down for that, but you're the boss.
Well, we've got, as you mentioned, cottages. We've got a lot of customers that would like to stay and live the RV lifestyle and experience it before they purchase an RV. So we're putting in cottages. In phase 1, we'll have 60 cottages, but when we get phase 2 done, we'll have a total of 125 cottages. These cottages are 499 square feet. They each have full kitchens, living room, full bath, bedroom, and porches that are covered on the outside. And then in addition to that, their own parking spot, their own picnic table, charcoal grill. It's really unbelievable. And
I might have to sell my home and move over
I was
there.
Might
going to
have
say
to,
the
man.
same thing.
Right.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You got the lake there, the ski park, a little putt-putt.
Right, right. And amenities-wise, we studied a lot of, opportunity and what to put in, starting with the pool and pool deck area. We built a world-class resort pool with a 148-foot long water slide that I'm sure the kids and adults alike will enjoy. A beautiful palm fountain. The overall theme of the property is very tropical.
Cabana
You almost
Club.
have a feel of Caribbean or Hawaiian feel, and we've tied in the lake, to that. And in addition, one of the big features that we are showcasing is we've got a pair of eagles with an eagle nest. We build a habitat surrounding those eagles. So for our bird watchers and the nature lovers, we've got something for them as well. We've got cornhole courts. We've got a tiki hut bar that's going in. It's going to start with beer and wine. We hope to increase it to spirits as well as soon as that license can be obtained. Dog parks, we're pet friendly. I think 70% or more of travelers today travel with their pets as part of their family. So we put in a dog spa for the pets, and
You can go to the spa.
Starting, okay.
Yeah, we're off to a good start already.
Shot
in this
number
new year.
one, Hank. Up one on MJ.
for the golfers, we put in a true 9-hole putting course. It can be as challenging as you want. Kids will enjoy it, but for the true golfers, it's very challenging, and I think they'll have a great time on that as well.
Wow.
And second phase, we'll have covered pickleball courts and other courts. We've got some multi-purpose turf fields that can be used for a new concept for the kids is Gaga ball. I had not seen it until we traveled to some of the resorts, but it's just kids are just
Gaga
attracted.
ball.
Yeah, it's like a modern day version of dodgeball.
Okay.
That's friendlier and safer.
Okay.
And the kids just love it. So
How did this all come about, Randy? I mean, you went from a blueberry farm to an RV resort.
Well, I'll blame a lot of it on you guys because we got to know the sports park. We're from Auburndale. The city of Auburndale was fantastic. Tourism and sports marketing has been great. We had other land uses planned on this property, but after visiting with you all and visiting with our city leaders, we came to the conclusion really quick that we might be able to build something there that would cause a partnership and synergistic effect for everybody that would be win-win-win and complement our city and our county and all of Central Florida. And when you look at the deficit in lodging, it's needed, and this particular product has become the social distancing darling with what we've got going on right now with COVID. You have the distancing is built in. So
Well, we're talking about the social distancing thing, but part of what is, that's really the genesis for a lot of the sales now in RVs. It's my understanding that these RV dealers can't hardly keep them on the lot anymore. They're just flying off.
Amazing,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah,
great
is
show
that still true?
this past weekend. We were able to have a booth and presence at a cottage at the Tampa RV Super Show. It's the largest RV show in the nation. Traffic was a little lighter than other years, but it was so high quality. Friendly people looking, for places to go and have fun. And what I noticed more than anything are all the coaches that come there from all of the manufacturers. Almost every one of them had sold signs. So that's just
It's
different
amazing
than most
people-
years. I
people
mean,
are-
they are in high demand.
Well, the thing it really hit me hard at the national championships this year. We were down in Zachary, Louisiana, and as you walked through the parking lot to get up to the ski lake, it was just a row of motorhomes. I mean, as you went down the street, they were on both sides, just one right after another. And I go, and I took pictures to share with Mark to say, this is our sport that we love, and this is how they go to tournaments. So,
Yes.
you know, with the water park here and with the new ski lake that we're working on getting built, we have an event here. It's just they can park right next door.
Exactly.
gonna be
And so I don't know about
fantastic.
you guys, but some of our favorite family memories were traveling on several different trips across country in an RV. We had a great time.
Well, I have some good news for you.
Okay.
And just found out this morning that the national championships for the World Wake Association cable park will be at the cable park, Elite Cable Park, right next door to you.
Wow, that's
And
terrific.
That will be in October. More information to come. We did get confirmation today from Shannon Starling on that particular good news. There's actually 3 events that are coming during that week. So hopefully that will add to the occupancy rate.
That'll be great. We're eager to earn the business.
Yeah. So
And
it's the World Wakeboard Championships.
The
Excuse me.
World Barefoot Championships in October.
That'll be in October, and then the wake surfing. That'll be at Lake Silver in Winter Haven, along with the wakeboarding. But the cable park will be you.
Well, that'll be great. We look forward to that.
Yeah, that
We've,
was
you know,
just announced
tying
this
into
morning.
that, Mark, we've also built several areas for events or for rally groups. That's a big deal for
Meeting rooms. That's
meeting
what
rooms.
You
We have
talk about that just a second.
okay. We've got meeting rooms as small as a conference room, if that's needed for coaches or staff or the rally groups that plan other rallies or plan their activities while they're there. All the way up to the current room being finished now, it'll seat roughly 90, you know, somewhere in that area. We've got a warming kitchen that will be part of that. So for catered events, we're set up for that. We've got a tiki hut area with a separate tiki hut that's being built today just for entertainment, karaoke, music, and a terrace that will accommodate over 200.
See, you can sing karaoke,
Yeah,
but,
Hank.
but hey, but the problem with Hank is he sings solo.
Right.
Solo, nobody can hear him. Sometimes he sings tenor.
He's trying.
Right.
10 or 20 miles from here.
He's trying to get that shot back. You
Yes,
know,
he is.
once you hit the ball over the net, you know it's coming back your way.
Yeah, well,
Oh, this is just phenomenal, Randy, and boy, the vision has become a reality now, and we
Yes,
wish you the
it's
best
real.
of luck. I can't
we hope
wait
to, do a
get
soft
over there.
opening
And
the first of the month. We've got guests booked and excited about coming.
that's
And
fantastic.
A lot of pickleball coming in phase 2 and another big event room that should be sized over 200 people. So
Wow.
That's unbelievable. And you know, one final comment that I would like to make is that Randy has more relatives than China has people. And it's it seems. And so I was going to shout out to like Casey and Guy and Amy and the rest of them, Marv and so on and so forth. But it would take me another show to be able to do that. And I've got to tell you, they have been a delight to work with, and you've got a heck of a team over there. When we did our visit, it was phenomenal.
thank you for that mention. We couldn't do this without all of my family being involved. It's a family operation. Everybody works together and
It's
helps
first
pull the
class.
wagon.
It's
It's a
the
lot.
top-
We're
it's
having
the top.
fun doing it.
you're at the
So-
very
Well-
top, first class. It's just impeccable.
I was told that the other
Thank
night.
you.
I said, everything that Randy Knapp does is first class.
It is.
They were insistent upon that. So anyway, Randy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for
we
having us.
appreciate it. And say hi out to the friends, relatives, and everybody else
Will
that
do.
I missed. So
Will do.
we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, everybody, one of those events that has been around for a while that we have been involved in and run as part of the 863 series, which is a running series here in Polk County. You can always get more information about running events at centralflorida.com or visit centralflorida.org. But the Carillon Classic is a 5K run walk, and dates have moved a little bit because of our good, not so good friend COVID. But we have some special footage from last year's event. Check this out. Hank and Mark will be back with more Sports Central right after this.
race takes place in the gardens and on our brand new preserve trails. You're going to go up, you're going to go down, you're going to be on pavement, you're going to be on mulch. It's actually really challenging. It's not like your regular everyday 5K. It's only the second year we've done it, but we're really proud to partner with FPRA. They're a great organization, and basically together we can offer the community a really great, special, unique 5K. Well, this is our second year of the Carillon Classic 5K run, and last year we had about 200 runners. This year we've had over 300, and we're thinking possibly we've reached 400. It brings people from all over Polk County. This isn't just a run for Lake Wales or for Winter Haven. This is a run for all of Polk County. So it really brings people from all over the greater Polk County area to Bach Tower Gardens.
For Polk County, being this a Memorial Day weekend, we really wanted to have this event on Memorial Day to make it a destination event. So folks don't necessarily have to leave Polk County and celebrate Memorial Day somewhere else. They can come out to Bach Tower Gardens. It's a great day. All runners got to enter Bach Towers for free and bring their family. So it's a wonderful event, and of course it's supporting a great cause.
We see about 600 runaway and homeless youth each year. The kids that are there from ages from 10 to 17, they go to public school, and we try to take care of kids who, for no fault of their own, have no place to live, no place to go. It's a wonderful event to be here, and it helps support the youth in this community, both Polk, Highlands, and Hardy counties.
Gardens, a lot of people have heard us say Edward Bach wanted to make the world a bit better or more beautiful just because he had lived in it. And we take that mission to our programs and our events every single day. And what the Harris Shelter does by taking in all the foster children is just, it's so needed in the community, and we have a huge education mission, so it just goes hand in hand with the Gardens wanting to be a cultural institution that supports education, and they have these children who have a need, and so we bring people together to fulfill that need, raise money for them.
It's a beautiful course. There's none like it here in the area. We have the terrain, the gardens, the view of the tower, and the great weather and the great community. So that's what the Carillon Classic is really all about.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. Mark Jackson along with Hank Longo for number 2 segment, or segment number 2, whichever way you like it.
Segment on Sports Central, and got to thank the folks at Spring Hill Suites in Lakeland for being a sponsor of our second event here.
Oh, absolutely.
Boy, I can't wait to get to this park. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, I'm going to throw one more out at you. Tell them what you're doing about kind of the nod, the Italian nod, but I'm not Italian, you are. So I thought you'd feel comfortable with it. But USA Water Ski Hall of Fame
Yep.
will be officially open in April at the I-427 Visitor Center in Davenport. It's a third of a mile south of 4.
Very excited about that. The new Water Ski Wake Sports Hall of Fame at our beautiful Visit Central Florida Visitor Information Center up there on Highway 27, just a mile south of I-4.
And there's going to be a lot of changes, a lot of changes.
Yeah,
so we're excited about it. Hope you are too. But we'll talk about more of them. We'll have some footage from there.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a show from up there.
Yeah, we should do a show from up there.
That would
We'll
be
get
good.
it all put together and invite everybody to watch it on TV with us. But hey, we've got a special guest on this second segment.
Geez, unbelievable how the Florida Tropics have just dominated the first part of the season in the world of indoor soccer. 5-0. I mean, that's like unheard of, but there's a lot of reasons for it. You know, we'll just get right to it. BJ Rinaldo.
Welcome to Sports Central.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Hank.
You're welcome. So it kind of got things kicked off to a good start already this year.
It's been a difficult getting it all set up this year, but yeah, we're really excited. We brought in some great players. We still have our Coach of the Year with Coach Clay Roberts and our great owner, Dr. Akavides with Bond Clinic, and we've been very blessed to be able to actually have a season this year with all the strife this year.
Yeah.
Well, he's such a positive guy. Doc is.
Doc's amazing.
You know, his name is so hard to pronounce, Yakovides, you know, and he's Greek. So I just call him Doc, you know, but he's always positive, always, you know, looking to the future. It's been a delight talking with him, working with him. He's been great. But it's underneath that umbrella, there's a distinction here, because some people get a little confused because they're not so familiar with soccer, is that they had 3 professional teams right here in Polk County. 2 outdoor, 1 indoor. BJ's here to tell us why you guys are in such a good spot right now at 5-0.
With this spring, Doc and Coach Clay Roberts went out and just brought in some amazing players. Ian Bennett from Milwaukee, Chad Vandergriff from Milwaukee, and we already had an Eastern Conference championship team last year. Mm-hmm. So he put this amazing group together, and we've been fortunate that they've worked well together, and they're really moving forward. It really is going to be exciting.
Well, it's got to be a treat for them to leave Milwaukee and come down here to Florida to play soccer.
Ian's families, they were very happy over the holidays to be here.
Yeah.
The weather was much different.
Well, I was up in Wisconsin over the holidays, so it was chilly and snowy. But you know, that's where I'm from, and I'm used to it. But you know, you guys started at the beginning of January, and you know, you guys we're moving quickly. It's hard to believe that 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, week and a half, it's going to be February.
It will be.
Where the heck did January go?
And how long's your season?
They're scheduling month by month, but
wow.
It's supposed to, because we're not sure who's going to be able to host games. For instance, at the end of February, we've got San Diego, Ontario, California, and Tacoma, Washington all coming in to play each other and us in a week, because the RP Funding Center has been so blessed in working with everybody and managing this COVID season.
Wow.
So a lot of players aren't going out. So like I said, we're able to schedule a month in advance, but the regular season will be over by April 18th.
Well, you've got a couple of away games. I think one is St. Louis.
We go to St. Louis the 21st of this, the 28th and through the 31st. Because of COVID, everybody's trying to get as many games as they can as a weekend, so there's a lot of double ups. And then in the beginning, on February 12th, we go to Dallas.
Wow.
Who was just here last week.
Yeah. Well, things are a little looser in Dallas. Why do you think the migration from California? But, you know, some of the lockdowns, there's still no rhyme or reason, you know, for one state versus the other, but you know, it is what it is, and those decisions are being made at a higher level than certainly me. But I think your next, my memory, you know, it's not as good as it used to be, buddy. But
Hey,
you have
singing to
2
the
home
choir
games
on that
coming
one.
up. I think the middle of February.
The end of February, yes. We have the 19th, which is a no fans, the pay-per-view event, and then the 18th, 19th, and 21st. That's that weekend when we have those 3 teams coming in. They'll play each other.
Got it.
And it's kind of a round robin for the weekend, where they can get not just our 3 games in, but 3 other games in to fulfill their season.
Wow.
Because they can't play in California.
Enjoy the warm Florida
Enjoy the
weather.
weather. Enjoy Central Florida.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they're a little tighter out there where they're from. And we've been blessed because we have the outdoor season. So between Bond Clinic and Coach Clay Roberts and myself, we were able to put down a good protocol for COVID that's been very successful this fall to keep everybody safe, and that's our priority.
Yeah,
and
definitely. And are you having spectators this year, or is it just all pay-per-view?
No, we can have up to 1,800 people in the RP Funding Center. They've been very active in going forward, and the seats are spread out, come in pods of 4. If you only have 2, that pod is just for you 4 of you, for the 2 of you, and it's spaced out so with 6 foot, and there's masks, and we test the players before games, so we had to cancel some unfortunate things like our autograph sessions afterwards, but we're trying to keep everybody safe and keep the season going forward.
But it's still an affordable, family-friendly environment.
you can't find a cheaper ticket anywhere. I mean, where else can you take a family of 4 and spend $50 to go watch entertain yourself for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
the entertainment side of things, how's that going? How's it?
Everything's going well. We still have all the music and all the excitement, and like I said, working with the RP Funding Center has been amazing. Their staff's brilliant, so the show is still there. It's more of a hockey game than a soccer game. It's a hockey game experience in that there's penalty boxes. It's fast paced. It's not a 1-2 game. It could be 12-2. It could be 8-0, like we were against Dallas last week.
Wow.
Well, you're. I didn't jump in there, did I?
No, you're fine.
But on the business side of things, business development, which you're, obviously oversee, how do you feel about the support from two sectors? One, the fans and the public in general, and then from the corporate side, how's that balancing out?
Our sponsors and partners have been amazing this year. I was really surprised, but not that they would be amazing, but in the fact that they've been very generous to keep us going forward, as well as our fans. There's people that have precautions if they have elderly family members living with them, and they've chose to watch the pay-per-view and take part in it that way, where they could help support the team. And then we still have our families coming out. It's been a very positive experience this year. Like I said, our partners have been amazing, both on the fan side and our sponsorship side.
Well, I think that's hats off to them, because at a difficult time like this, it could be very easy to say, no, it's not the right time for us to be doing more supporting of teams and marketing like that. But the fact that they've still continued to do so is hats off to you, because they love the product.
We try to build a relationship with our partners and hope that carries us towards the future. It's not just can we take your check and here's some tickets, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
We like to try to work in the community together, be involved in what they are involved in. CPS Investment Advisors just had a huge barbecue for our fans, and then a walk from CPS to the RP Funding Center to our game 2 weeks ago, and it was our fans loved it. So we love these relationships, and that's the biggest part of it. If you're being part of it to just get some free tickets and get your write-off, that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for those relationships like we have with Bond Clinic and Central Florida Visit Central Florida. We've been very blessed with that.
Yeah, and really we should give a lot of credit too for providing a safe environment, the RP Funding Center.
They have been amazing. We've been working with them since the beginning of December, and we took their protocols and took some of ours from UPSL and worked together to make sure we could have a very safe product. And the way they clean that place after every that's the huge. After every game, it's cleaned thoroughly. The locker rooms are cleaned thoroughly. I mean, they have done an amazing job keeping us safe and keeping the fans safe.
Yeah, well, there's a national, international certification. I can't even remember the acronym. It seems like it changes every once in a while, but it's certifying that these buildings and these operations are safe and they follow proper protocol to do that. But the RP Funding Center takes it up another notch.
They go above and beyond.
And it's still, I think it's one of the beauties of living in Polk County in Central Florida, is that people still care about other people. And you were just talking about that in terms of the relationship side of things. We're not perfect, but it's the fact of the matter is, I think it makes a huge difference, and ultimately the product that people can expect when they walk in that RP Funding Center and they watch a professional soccer team, that everything is being done that can be done for those people that choose to go and do and enjoy in a family-friendly environment. So my hat's off to you guys. My hat's off to Tony Camarillo and his team over there. It's first class.
Great job.
Absolutely first class. So that's really, really good stuff. So the next home game is February 19th. It's sort of a triple team round robin type of a thing.
Yeah, that night we'll be playing San Diego.
Okay.
And prior to that game, you'll have Ontario and Tacoma, Washington playing each other, Ontario, California. So yeah, we get a little little 6-game series going on that weekend. So gets all our games in so we can finish our season timely. It's gonna be exciting. It's the first time they've done that this year where there's that many teams in one place at one time. It's a little hard on the guys, but they're fighting through it, playing 2 games back to back, then a day off, and then a third.
That's a lot of running.
That's a lot of running.
And it's fast.
It is very fast.
You know, it's different. You're not on this big, huge field where everybody's spread out. It's like you say, it's like a hockey game there.
Sprint for 2 minutes and get off the field and bring the next 6 on, the next 5 on.
That's great stuff. BJ, thanks so much.
Thank
you everything you do for Polk County and professional soccer team. Doc, make sure you say hi to him from me. But we appreciate it, and it's another reason we live in Polk County in beautiful Central Florida. Thank you.
Mark, Hank, thank you very much.
BJ,
It was my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us.
It was my pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You bet. Well, with the COVID, and I'm so sick of saying that word. You know, I just feel like I'm getting my mouth washed out with soap, and I'm used to that. But not as much as you.
Oh.
But one of the events that is a little bit on the bubble right now, and it's probably, we don't know what's going to happen. It's called the Chain of Lakes Cycling Classic. It's fast-paced. These guys, really, no pun intended, but kick it into high gear around the streets and roadways of Polk County. But we have some great footage. Give you a little taste of what it's like, and we'll be working to bring that back. But we'll have to see. Stick around, everybody, for segment number 3 with Mark Jackson and this guy over here, Mr. Hank Longo. We'll see you in a minute.
I'm out of West Palm Beach, race with my own shop that my friends own in Lake Park, Florida, and been racing for about 1.5 years now. Moved up to Cat 4 about 6 months ago in September, and I've got about 5 races under my belt as a Cat 4, and just trying to get the technique down, trying to stay strong and healthy. It's very technical, which suits me very well, so I like that part of it. Oh, I'll come back next year. I mean, it's a great little town. I enjoyed the road race in Fort Meade there. It's quite good venue, except for the rain, but we can't control that. I did my first Ironman when I was 19 in Panama City, Pensacola. And then I did Chattanooga last year. I got second place. So it was my first road race. I really enjoyed it. I did yesterday the road race in Chains of Lakes. And then here today, the time trial, unfortunately, that's my stronghold, and it got canceled because of the rain. But yeah, well, there's always next time. I'm racing Puerto Rico, then racing Texas, and hopefully qualify for Kona. But yeah, it was my first road race, so I'm thinking about just dropping tries and getting into road, becoming a roadie.
I'm from West Palm Beach, and we like coming up here. It's a beautiful town, and they treat us very well here. It's very nice. I've been racing for a good 35 years. I started when I was 12, racing in New York, and been racing all around the country for many years. I raced professional for about 8 years. Broke the American record for 50 miles back in 1982, and just love racing, love the lifestyle, love the group of guys that we race with every weekend, and we like the places we go to race. Well, we do different types of races. This is what they call a criterium race, which is a short course, usually a mile or less. And the other races we do are road races, which are usually long distance races, which extend for about 50 to 100 miles. This race was only about 40 miles, so it's considered a short distance race. We won today, and my teammate took second, so we had an excellent day today.
Well, I've been racing bikes for probably somewhere around 7 or 8 years at this point. I race this circuit faithfully, religiously, raced on the national circuit. I've won a couple of national titles, and unfortunately it just becomes a little too repetitious, and so I swam in college, so I've kind of gone towards the triathlon route, which is why I've been away from cycling, so to speak. But it's always a really nice venue. The community comes out, safe, plenty of parking, good restaurants, and lots of spectators to make the race more exciting. Cheer you on. Well, the more technical a course is, the more important it is that you have good turning skills, and there's a lot of girls that do not do well at corners. If you can use them to your advantage, it's a really great way to break up the race, because girls are just not able to carry their speed through the corners. So the more technical courses, the easier it's going to be to blow the field apart, so to speak, and just make it a little bit more exciting of a race. Well, I had to pay a little bit of attention because those girls are both on the same team. So I've got to play, exactly what they wanted to happen did happen. One of them just went ahead and attacked, and I can't cover both attacks, and she got me. So they actually worked that exactly to their advantage, exactly how it's supposed to go. Unfortunately, I just didn't have the strength today to go ahead and bridge that last little bit of the gap.
Everybody, welcome back. Segment number 3 with Mark Jackson and Mr. Hank Longo. Got a special guest or partner to thank.
Yeah, we do. We want to thank the Staybridge Suites for their sponsorship here on segment number 3 of Sports Central. Thank you so much.
Well, our next guest, and I'll have to make a qualifier here, because when I was putting his information into my cell phone, I'm like, oh, it's right next to George's. So George Steinbrenner, and who's passed, obviously. But our next special guest, also from a professional sports team here in Polk County, Mr. Hans Steinbrenner, and there's no relation.
In the house.
No relation.
Yeah,
Appreciate you being here.
I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but on the balance sheet it might be better. But I don't know. Originally from Boise, Idaho, and but hey, he has relatives in Wisconsin, and he used to work for the Milwaukee Herd. So he's sort of a cheesehead, kind of. And you're rooting for the Pack this weekend?
I am rooting for the Packers. I don't know if that bodes well for the Polk County audience, but yes.
I make no bones about it. That's where I'm from. That's who I'm rooting for. Have for a lot of years, not as many as him, but here we go. Hans, great to have you, and I know you had some big shoes to fill. We love Shelley Wilkes. She was a delight, and went back to the Orlando Magic, your sister organization, or big sister, I should say.
Parent club, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But you've got a new season coming up, and there's a different format for training. It's a one-site venue. So you can kind of control the teams, makes it easier for travel and all those types of things. Tell us a little bit about the Magic's, how are you going to adapt to that? And we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's roll.
Yeah, no, absolutely. it's crazy with obviously the pandemic and everything else, and the success for the NBA bubble back in Orlando at Disney. It just made the most sense from travel, safety. You see some games obviously getting postponed and across multiple leagues. So from all of those standpoints, teams were given the option to opt in and play for 2021 season, kind of shortened, starting in February, and we were one of the teams that said we'd want to be part of that and be one of those teams. So we're one of 18 that'll be there.
One of 18 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And so where are y'all playing?
The ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex at Disney. So there's going to be, I believe, 2 different courts that are going to be going at the same time. If needed, and just kind of filter through, we'll probably be playing 12 to 15 games for a regular season between early Feb and mid-March, and then there will be a single elimination playoff for the 8 teams. That
Single elimination.
Single
Yep. March
elimination.
Madness.
You lose one, you're out of there.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it's like football, you know.
Yeah.
All that. Well, Hank's kind of our basketball aficionado. That's a fancy word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like basketball. I really like the Final Four, and these young kids getting out and playing, and just to see like that single elimination, and you know, you get these teams that you never thought would be the Cinderella, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be probably like that for you this year.
Yeah, I mean, it brings it, Jeff, definitely a different edge to it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, I said it earlier in the show, but we're really blessed to be able to have the sports teams that we do have in Polk County. And when you have a NBA G League affiliate right in Lakeland here, and then you have, you know, we had the opportunity to talk with BJ a little bit earlier about their professional soccer team at the RP Funding Center. What's it going to look like for the Magic, for you guys? You know, when you open it up, and you know, people are they going to be able to attend? Are they not going to be able to? You know, what's your protocol there?
Yeah, so from standpoint of like what's going on at the single site, that's all kind of locked down, just player staff. But for what we're looking forward to kind of coming back, starting this next season, 21-22 at home, we're fully planning that by that time, hopefully the pandemic and people's feelings behind it and vaccine and everything's kind of rolled and taken its course. So the plan that we're doing right now, and BJ referenced it earlier, but the RP Funding Center is doing an amazing job. The protocols that the NBA have given us, they're second to none. So we're doing everything we can at this moment. Hopefully by that time everything shifts and changes to be much more wide open. So the intent and everything we're planning for is we're opening with as many fans as the county allows us to, and have the same just kind of activities and fun that you'd see at an NBA G League game. Not only the NBA athletes, both young and some that are trying to stick around and get back into the league, but
Really?
Oh yeah, no, there's some guys in the single side. There's going to be Jeremy Lin, the Lin Sanity. He's back. He's playing for Santa Cruz. So yeah, there's guys that they try to get back in. At Lance Stevenson, I believe, signed something to
Still love the game.
Yeah, still love the game. You know, they might be on that cusp of getting in. And,
Yeah.
So
Well, that's interesting. I was just, you know, real curious. You know, you've got the single site situation. Okay, that's fine. But you know, and the league has to do what they feel most comfortable, and the players, of course. But you know, I'm always looking to the future and okay, what is this going to look like? You know, and all of that. But that's really encouraging. G League draft, a little smaller this year.
Yeah, a little bit different. Just what's crazy about kind of the roster build out for this season, just with the tightness around quarantining and COVID tracing, all that good stuff, we aren't having a typical training camp where you'd make cuts through it. So in a normal year, we'd have 17 guys, cut down to 10, and then have two-way players from Orlando that would be joining us throughout the course of the season. This year, it's basically the 10 that you had from affiliate players that were kind of in Orlando's training camp, plus the guys that are returning rights, like Andrew Rousey, he's coming back to us this season. And then our draft is just really two picks, just to kind of fill it out. So even the draft, it was of 2 players on teams that opted out. So we won't retain the rights of these players once the season's over. But DJ Hogue and Tajir McCall from the Wisconsin Herd, who I most recently worked for, and then the College Park Skyhawks. They both are going to be on our team because those two teams aren't going to be participating in it. So it's kind of a different vibe this season, that's for sure.
Wow, and practice, you're practicing where?
So everybody will be practicing on site in Orlando.
That's it. You got the one site,
right
you're
there.
practicing there. You're not allowed to sneak into Winter Haven and get some practice in there and then go back. Wow.
The beautiful Advent Health Field
And
House.
so do they stay there too? I mean, are they residing there as well as playing the game?
Yep, yeah. They're all staying at Coronado Springs, and it's the whole entire kit and caboodle. The NBA staff, the refs, all the players, front office, everybody's down there, and we'll just stick it out for that month, 2 month period. And then right now they're going through kind of quarantining in Orlando right now before they get into there. So there's a lot of different protocols and separation of people. So if this little group gets sick, then you know the people you got to kind of watch. But yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us a little bit about this G League Ignite.
Yeah, so the NBA really invested in kind of their young up-and-coming players going into this season. You spoke on like the March Madness and enjoying the Final Four. The G League Ignite's built of a lot of premier top lottery picks and draft picks coming into the 2021 NBA draft that decided that rather than going to college and kind of being that one and done, they would get training underneath Brian Shaw, who's a 5-time NBA champion, and just really focus on basketball. So overseas, there's a lot of programs that, you know, you have like those Luka Doncic that grew up from 13 on in a school that primarily your only job was basketball and, you know, making sure from financials and everything else like that, but it was an academy kind of going. So not saying that's what the way the NBA is going to go, but for right now, the G League Ignite, they kind of keeping those guys ready, and yeah, Jalen Green, Jonathan Kuminga, some top lottery picks that'll be in the single site as one of those 18 teams.
Wow.
Kind of prepping,
Wow, exciting.
That's amazing. Well, new season going to be focusing on the Fan 2021. You know, the single site thing is one of those deals, but you know, it's just a different way of doing business. You know, I don't really care for the term new normal. What do you mean? What's normal about it? You know, it's not. You know, it's just a new way of doing business, at least for temporary, albeit temporary. We'll move forward with that. Let's touch base real quick on the NBA Orlando Magic. What do you think? What do you think their prospects are this year?
I'm very hopeful for them. I can't really speak to really the behind-the-scenes pieces that I'm not familiar with, but from a standpoint of kind of where they're at, I mean, Cole Anthony's looking great, and a young point guard that hit a buzzer beater the other night, which was exciting. And they're kind of going through a little bit of a rough patch with kind of Markelle Fultz going down, Jonathan Isaac's still hurt, so they got some pieces they got to work on. But Coach Clifford does an amazing job, and to work in the front office to kind of have that support system, both starting and bench, that they're kind of flirting with the, I mean, it's so early right now, but they're flirting with kind of those last couple playoff spots, and hopefully there'll be a push.
Yeah.
But,
Get in there.
Well, that's fantastic stuff. Hans, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And go Pack Go.
Absolutely.
You're going to be watching the game, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah, I'll be watching.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to round up a crew to head to one of my favorite places.
I'm leaving that one alone.
Oh, I was just waiting. I gave you a little space. I guess. So whatever. Hans, good luck this season, and we look forward to having you back on, see how afterwards it worked out for you guys. Thanks again.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, you know, we talked a little earlier about the Water Ski Hall of Fame moving to the Visitor Information Center at I-4 and 27. Hank was involved in helping build that and design some of that. Well, we're going to not really change gears here. Not even going to change bike. Well, I shouldn't say we're not going to change bikes. Not even going to change gears, but we're going to talk about Kelly Breeden. She is a water skier from Florida Southern, and this is always one of my favorite parts of the show, where it's up close and personal. You get to see a little behind the scenes of what makes some of these athletes tick. Check this out. Kelly Breeden from Florida Southern, Mark and Hank. We'll be back for segment number 4. Don't go away, everybody. We'll be here.
right, here comes Kelly breathing in at 34 miles an hour, 22 off, #1 seed. She knows exactly what she needs to win. She has to get part of 4 at 35 to win. First, she's got to run 22.
Kelly Breeden, and I'm a senior biochemistry major at Florida Southern College, and I'm a part of the water ski team. So for the water ski team, I'm a slalom specialist, and I've been a part of the team all 4 years. I started skiing when I was 7, just with my dad and my mom on the river, and then we only live about 2 hours from a pretty world-renowned ski school, so we drove over there and they basically taught me competitive skiing, and I just fell in love with it immediately and did my first competition when I was 8 and was hooked ever since. Usually the way my day works, if I'm at school, is I devote 1 to 2 hours in the morning, and that's like my designated practice time. And then the rest of the day can be devoted to school or work. And then usually in the evenings we have 1 hour of like just workouts, and we all go to team workouts, and that's kind of like a bonding experience. Again, I'm just a slalom specialist, so people that do more than one event are going to dedicate way more time than me. All of our athletes are student athletes. We usually have the highest GPA out of all the athletic teams, so that's a pretty big deal to me because obviously I'm in a hard major, and it makes me feel really good when my teammates around me also want to get good grades, and we really just kind of work together on and off the water. The other really great things about collegiate water skiing is collegiate nationals, which is basically the most fun tournament you will ever go to. It's fun because water skiing is such an individual sport, but you go to collegiate nationals and everybody is there, everybody's a team, you have people on the sidelines that are cheering for you, and you can hear them when you're skiing out in the lake. So that's really exciting, and that's something you don't get from any other tournament. Once I start skiing, I really don't hear much of anything besides the water, so it plays a pretty big part in my life. It's definitely one of my passions, and I think about going to the lake all the time, and like the lake is really my happy place. When you're out there, you don't have to think about anything but skiing, so that's really nice, and it's really just like a release from the world around you. Water skiing has a lot of different variables, so obviously we're an outside sport, so the wind, the temperature, the sunlight even. We also are pulled by a boat, so the driver plays a huge part in how you do really. So those would probably be like the biggest variables, but usually when you don't do well in a tournament, most skiers don't blame it on those things, they blame it on themselves, and they just try to look at like what they did technically wrong. Just like every sport, like water skiing has a huge mental side, and it is a grueling sport. Like you're not just gonna be able to go out there and perform your best every time, and so that can be tough on your psyche. So you have to like coach yourself how to be okay even when you don't do as well as you want. After I graduate, I'm going to go on to graduate school, probably just get my master's at first. I'm not sure where yet. I'm looking into a lot of different schools, hoping to get a degree in marine something so that I can do like a little bit more marine chemistry rather than just strict biochemistry. I plan to continue water skiing as long as I'm physically able, and you can definitely water ski at any age. We've taught kids that are like as young as 2. Like if you can walk, you can water ski basically. It's so cool to see like the super old guys still go over the jump and still be able to do it, and it's just a really great like lifelong sport.
Hey everybody, welcome back to segment number 4, final segment on Sports Central. I'm here with Mr. Hank Longo. I'm Mark Jackson, if you're just joining us. And Hank?
I want to shout out to Party Rentals Unlimited for sponsoring our fourth segment here. Of course, I got to give Under Armour. This is the attire we get from Under Armour, so I just wanted to give them a little plug. Oh, there's.
Well, you're not the only one, big boy.
You got your Under Armour on too. Okay.
Sports Central.
We're styling.
Yeah.
We're styling. Hey, Kelly Breen, I just got to interrupt.
And Under Armour.
Let me say something. This gal is fantastic. National champion slalom skier. She was a state champion pole vaulter, and just a brilliant student. Is going into some type of
brain surgery. Maybe she can
no,
work on your memory.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm up
oh
one now.
boy, that was a good one. That was a good one. Anyhow, she's always got a book in her hand. When she's not skiing, she's studying, and she's going to be like oceanography type of stuff. But just a brilliant young gal, a great student. That's what I find so intriguing, and just that all of our student athletes are real student athletes. You know, they're not leaving college with $1 million contract waiting for them to get out of school, and they all go to school as athletes, but as scholars. And
yeah, it's kind of like BJ over here, who's an attorney.
Yeah,
you know, and then he got into the sports world, but you know, frequently people that get into their passion, you know, as a job, all of a sudden, it's another job. You know, sports is a business. It's a big business. It's our state's #2 industry, but it is a business, and you have to make business decisions. Yeah. So anyway, with all of that stuff, speaking of business decisions, something we kept very quiet. In fact, we didn't say a word about it, is the last couple of weeks, we had the USA Olympic softball team here in Polk County doing their training on the way to Tokyo. We certainly wish them the best, but they did all their training up there at Florida Southern, and it was a lockdown situation. But they were here last year. They loved it so much. We got them back, and it looks like we may have a long-term deal with them right here down the road. But USA softball, but so much going on, Hank. Right now, and
we're going to be there for our next show, and
you love this.
What a fun thing to be able to watch. It's the Central Florida Spelling Bee, February 5th.
It's a mind sport.
Yep, it's a mind sport, and it's the Lake Eva Event Center. And these young kids, it's like they're athletes. They have coaches. They have for pronunciation, for where the origin of the word came from, and how these kids study. It's like being an athlete, that they train very hard to compete in these spelling bees. It's fascinating.
All you know, the systems, you know, CSSD, context, sound, structure, and finally, if you can't figure it out, dictionary.
Yeah,
and there's just
so
all
it's
sorts
a
of
neat event.
Yeah. Well, right now, actually, the Tournament of Champions, normally over 100 teams. I believe we have 90 here right now. These are senior softball players from all across the country, actually across the globe. And we had to shorten it up just a little bit because they are 50 and older. And so the Wounded Warrior softball game and speed competition and all of that type of stuff, home run derby, we'll be looking forward to doing that next year. But the fact of the matter is, it's all great stuff. So, Hank, busy week. Sports is rocking here in Polk County.
It is
making
rocking,
the county a lot of money.
And we want to thank Cleveland Heights Golf Course, Days Inn and Suites, Hall Communications, Home 2 Suites, and People's Barbecue. Thank you so much for your support here on Sports Central.
Absolutely. Well, don't forget, everybody, our sister show on WLKF. Wow, 1430, and then
AM radio.
AM radio, but also sister station. Used to be called The Rose. I don't think everybody knows that, but it's 96.7, I think. It's another Hall Communications. Our next TV show, by the way, and that is on Thursdays. Thursdays at 5 o'clock, drive time. One of the hottest shows in Central Florida, by the way.
Yeah.
So you can hear some of the new things that are going on, as well as some of the stuff we covered. Yeah. So our next show live will be February 5, February 5th. It's hard to believe, 2 weeks
Lake
from now.
Eva Center, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, everybody. Well, we certainly hope that y'all stay safe. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for all the great camera work and director and producing From PGTV, Mayan Nelson and the crew here, Mark Cuddy, Brian Lacey. This is Mark Jackson.
Don't forget Al.
Oh, and Al. Al's hiding behind a camera. This is Mark Jackson. For Hank Longo, thanks so much for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.